Jacob Zuma's legal team insists the former president doesn't have to physically be in court, nor does the state need to know his health status, as he's not claiming he's unfit to stand trial. So for now, Zuma's special plea to try and remove veteran prosecutor Billy Downer forges ahead. Downer successfully had Zuma's former financial advisor Shabir Sheikh convicted for corruption, but Zuma claims Downer is not impartial to prosecute him, which the state in turn has denied. Legal expert Sinawo Makangela is back on the phone with us this morning. And happy birthday, Sinawo, to you. Thanks for joining us. Sinawo, I have worried about Jacob Zuma not being present even during this plea application, because he argued deeply during his rescission application that he hadn't been given the right to a fair trial because he was absent. Did the state seem happy to go ahead yesterday without Zuma being present in court?
Well, thank you very much for the birthday wish, Anika. Good morning to the viewers. I think the first point, the parties had to agree that no one will raise any technicality after the findings by the court in this application. So there is no qualms. There are no qualms. Nobody can take this matter anywhere. He says it under oath in his affidavit that he wishes that he was in attendance in court, but because of his condition, he is unable to be there. So he does not take an issue about the matter proceeding yesterday in his absence, as that application, as the proceedings of yesterday are dealt with on papers, because every evidence is in the form of an affidavit. So that is not an issue now for the special plea. Hence, even Judge Kuhn started there to say nobody has an issue with this. So that issue has been put to rest now. So the matter now is proceeding very well.
So now, in terms of an actual trial where one would like the accused to be in court in order to cross-examine, for instance, can one go ahead if somebody is in hospital?
No, you cannot. If you recall, the first issues, Mr. Trengov wanted to hand over the medical records because he wanted to address that particular aspect, to say the doctors of the NPA assessed him, they had their own findings. His doctors had their own findings, so that the court can make a determination on whether he is fit to stand trial. Because post this process of the special plea, if he does not succeed, the state argues that he must come, he is ready, he is fit to stand trial. They want him to come to court. Otherwise, the matter cannot proceed in his absence for the criminal proceedings.
In reality, it could be argued that if Jacob Zuma is not well enough or not medically fit, if Judge Kuhn decides that he has to remain in hospital, for instance, then the trial can't go ahead.
It's so unfortunate. That is the position, Anika, because it borders on the issue of the fairness. So if someone is not well, that's why remember the role of the specialists, the role of those doctors is to advise the court on the appropriate way to deal with this matter. The court needs people who are medically trained to assess somebody's condition so that the court can make an informed decision. If the court says, well, considering that you guys have made these findings, have come to the conclusion that he is not fit to stand trial, then the court would not insist. But if the doctors come to different conclusions, then the court will have to apply its own mind based on the evidence that is presented. Possible, another option would be to get a third opinion now. You have the doctors of the president, the doctors of the NPA bring a third party, a third person, so that at least now the court can get a neutral view on those matters, because the third person is either agrees with the NPA or agrees with the president's doctors, so that the court can come to the decision that he is fit, he is ready to stand trial.
Could Jacob Zuma be arrested again for contempt of court for not being present?
Well, because that was not an issue, Anika, yesterday, as both parties agreed that they want to continue in his absence, so it's not an issue. But if Judge Kuhn makes a finding to say he's fit to stand his trial, and then the matter is postponed to a particular date, and he does not show up on that day, and then the contempt proceedings would get underway on that particular deal. So he has disregarded the court order, which ordered him to be present in court, and then he would face those contempt consequences at that stage.
I see another long and very complicated road ahead, Sinawo. That was legal expert Sinawo Makangela. Thank you so much for your time, especially on your birthday this morning.